quite as subtle as I expected.
Women of all countries unite!
I guess that over there. Oh, hello. Is that the daughter?
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reid. I know you wouldn't.
It is the
harm
daughter,
me.
yeah.
Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir.
Yeah, I don't see the resemblance.
My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young econs. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
So she's definitely not biological.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
I did.
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on
Why
your
is he
neck.
wearing a metal?
Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reid?
Whatever that is.
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night, since I am a woman? Let me
Wow.
ask you a question, sir.
That's not what I said at
Would you
all.
ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know,
Someone
I
has a
campaign for the
chip
right to vote for all
on their
women.
shoulder.
Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette then? Oh, you really are, Elizabeth.
Suffragette. I thought it was
Without
suffragette.
All adult women have the right to vote in the
The
US,
Z.
in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time, even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh, now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
When the hell did they find time to do all this talking about me?
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Investigation.
Yes. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reid. And please, don't tell my mother.
Cool. It is an investigation. Awesome.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother.
Yeah, that's a
She
crappy way
raised
to
me
put
and
it.
has taken care of me all
Biological
my life.
parents
I
is
have
how
no
we say
idea
it.
who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me. and I have lived with her ever since.
It's weird
Did you
that she
know she
hasn't
was a
turned
vampire
here.
when she picked you?
The correct...
She might die and then she won't be able to do that even if she wanted to. And I'm guessing you want to be turned as young as possible. Not too young, but like... I guess she's very young. Maybe you can wait until 30 or something.
Word is Econ, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reid? Or you?
So definitely...
Of course not. You have nothing to fear from me.
They are not going for the betrayal
Good to
part, I
know.
think.
And don't worry, my mother told me everything I need to know about vampire tricks, their nature as well as features.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reid.
So we're back at she's probably gonna die. Whoa.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How is it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Why do you still hope to become a vampire in spite of your mother's refusal?
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me. The world won't improve
duh.
unless women take charge. I'm convinced of that.
You're obviously a clever woman with a good education and a brilliant future. But have you thought about the price you'd have to pay?
What price?
Loneliness. The necessary
Why be lonely?
Is it not true of every high position? To change this world and make it a better place, one needs time on one side.
I mean, the only things you would miss is the sun. You can't see day again. That's pretty significant, to be fair. And you won't be able to procreate, or at least biologically. Or at least by birth. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to be a vampire.
Your mother has refused to turn you into a vampire. Tell me more about it.
Each time we argue, Mother expresses the same fear. She wants me to remain alive and full of joy, rather than become melancholy and immortal. She claims you can't have one without the other. It's pure selfishness.
Sounds bullshit to me too.
It's your mother's choice. As daughters and sons, we have to accept the decisions our parents make for us despite
Yeah, not
our own
when
wishes.
we are adults.
I love my mother, and have accepted everything from her. Even that she named me Charlotte, when it was not my original name.
Does it bother you?
No. Whoever I was when I was born, I am now Charlotte Ashbury.
That's
It
strange.
hurts as much as it makes me proud to know that's the name my mother will read on my tombstone.
That's also strange. I expected she wanted to have her grow a bit before turning her. Not turning her at all sounds extreme, unbelievable. It is also really strange to change her name since she adopted her when she was 10. It's not like she got her when she was a baby or something.
Your mother has walked this earth for much longer than you or I. She is wise, and we should not ignore her advice when we disagree with it.
But why shouldn't I be allowed to forge my own experience?
I totally agree with
There
you.
can't be only one righteous way to deal with eternity.
If it was up to me, I would turn you now.
Tell me, Charlotte, how do you plan to achieve eternal life, since you've obviously given it a lot of thought?
I won't give up. You have no idea how determined I am, sir. I may contract a deadly disease. I may throw myself under a carriage just to be saved by her sweet kiss.
That's a disturbing answer, young lady. And the worst part of it is, I know you speak the truth.
There are less dangerous ways, Doctor. Instead of throwing myself under a horse like Emily Davison, I could just throw myself into your arms.
Whoa.
Stop playing this game at once, Charlotte. This is unworthy of you, of your mother, and of myself.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reid. Please forgive me. That was stupid.
Alright.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Cool. That was cool. A nice conversation. If disturbing. Should I speak to them first or look around? Let's do her investigation first. Yeah, that way. Ooh, man, look at an exit to here. Yeah, should have gone the other way. That's fine though. Let's unlock this. Enter at your own risk. Okay. Have I been here before? Is it the place I was? I think it is. Okay. I'm going the wrong way. Where the hell am I going?
Women die too in this war. Support the equality between men.
What are you?
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either.
Yeah, it's the red eyes, isn't it?
I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. The epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
Oh, really? Vampires, you say?
How is your wife?
And I can't ask anything about that, really?
So much time away from each other. So many things have happened.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Funny.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
That's really interesting. I was about to say Venus, really? There are women named Venus? But Venus is basically the Roman version of Aphrodite. And there are plenty of women that named Aphrodite in Greece. So, yeah. Okay, I can see that. Okay, I don't have anything else. That's it. I guess so. We'll come back to this.
Some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
It's weird that we can't ask him about the vampire thing he said, since we are vampires. Uh-huh. I guess it's him. Wait. Don't disappear. I want to ask about this.
Good evening, old chap.
I won't lie.
Clarence, why have you distributed leaflets about vampires all across the West End?
I have to warn everybody about them. They've killed thousands of people already, unnoticed thanks to the epidemic. We are all in danger here.
Vampires in London? Come on, Clarence. Who's going to believe that?
Yeah, if it was a werewolf, maybe.
You have to believe me. I know they are real. They're all around us, even as we speak.
Clarence, I'm your friend, so I'm not going to judge you. But think about your wife, your family. You're in pain, and you need help. I can help you.
I don't need a doctor, Jonathan. I need my best friend to trust me.
Damn it. Well, okay then.
Tell me what you have discovered about vampires, Clarence.
They've always been here. And if you search for long enough, you realize others know about these devils too. I'm not alone.
Have you shared your research with anybody else?
No. But I've published my leaflets all across the city, hoping that someday someone will realize I'm printing the truth.
What do you mean you're not alone? Who have you met?
The Guard of Prewin, the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, Ichabod Throgmorton. Those names always pop up when you dig deep enough.
Have you spoken with any of them?
No. With the quarantine, it's almost impossible to leave the West End. But as a doctor, maybe you could, Johnny.
Are you asking me to help you prove the existence of vampires, Clarence?
Yes, Johnny.
Easy enough.
Please, gather all the information you can find about vampires and bring it to me. You're the only friend I have left. I need you.
Oh, new investigation. Nice.
You need some rest, Clarence.
Okay. We'll see about that. For now, let's try to find Emily. The man who was dead. Can I go into this house? Yeah, I can.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did
Are
not
you
know
wearing
were
a
back in
fucking
that. Oh, my dear Johnny.
Roman
I'm so sorry
leaflet,
for your loss.
whatever the hell that is?
Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
Wow, really? You haven't seen us for years? We are the best friend of your husband who has issues. We are back from the war. And you just, yeah, you know what, I'm kinda tired. I want to go to bed. Wow.
Forgive me. With the epidemic,
Wow.
I tend to forget people are supposed to sleep at night.
I'll tell you what. Come back tomorrow for tea. I'll be glad to see you then.
What is wrong with you? Well, this is the building. Oh. Can we only go from that? You want to go into this house, which is this guy's house, get out and then teleport around? Because I don't see another way. Maybe there is another entrance. No. That seems weird to not be able to go in unless I have mesmerized 4. I feel this game would have benefited a lot by having the Dishonored's ability to teleport, like you actually aim it yourself. I guess it's the way they design the game, and it must be a lot harder to design it the Dishonored way, to be fair. Dishonored Dev have done an amazing job with their level designs. But yeah, I don't think I can get in. Unless it's not that one. No, it is that one. There is no other... There is no way for me to teleport. Strange. Again, I'm pretty sure I can maybe enter from the first floor of that building. Alright, I guess we can do that now. Wow, I'm missing a lot of them. Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay. If I find them, we'll do that. Otherwise, probably not. I guess there is nothing else to do but go to the Ascalon, sorry, club.
Women's right to vote is only the first step.
Just checking. Alright. Let us see.
Do you know where you are standing, right?
It's another totally
In
obvious
front of
vampire.
the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reid. Please proceed.
Are these dead people?
Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Wow. I expected a bit more quality of this club. I guess they were attacked. Because these are guards of Priwen.
There has been quite a battle here.
Yeah. It's a nice painting.
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Arthur Pumbleton. Standing before of the loot.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reid.
Thank you. How did they get in? I guess they will tell us. Nope. This goes out, I think. Jesus. Whoever did the soundtrack really loved their violins. Sometimes less is more. Composer. I guess it might not be a violin. I'm not really, you know, an expert on that. Could be a viola or well, there are 3 or 4 of those. Sounds deeper anyway. So maybe it's something like that. Okay. Who are these people? What a weird composition of paintings. Don't do that. It would make sense to have the pictures of distinguished old gentlemen as part of the Ascalon's club, gentleman's club. But the random nature pictures over there and the woman there, they make no sense. It's like different people put different paintings there. It's not thematically coherent. And they have the same paintings in different rooms. I mean, how hard can it be to put different things in? Come on now. You can do better than this. Aha. Key to the Ascalon Club basement. Interesting. Oh, there are the people. I was hoping to go to the basement first, but...
Good evening.
These are all vampires, or icons, whatever.
My good friends, if I may have your attention,
Nice design.
behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reid. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansha was no match for him. Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the
Love his
Ascalon
clothing.
Club, Dr. Reid. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
Oh yeah, be polite.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reid.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Do I need to let him know? We will be truthful, I guess. She's a close friend.
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she
Probably won't
feels
like
the
that,
same about
but you know.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is immortal. Too prone to emotions,
Oh my
if you ask
god.
me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the skull plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our enemies, the Guard of Priwen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reid, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
I guess so, yes. All of these are hostile, so.
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reid. We all make mistakes. But
What
whatever
mistake?
your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept,
I guess I will
So
accept,
many
want it or
questions.
not.
Please ask.
Why can't I move the camera?
what does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
This is a very weird camera angle from the director.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
So, yes.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
I don't know who William Marshall is, which I probably feel it's on my end and not on the games. Maybe I should know who he is.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
Are you sure?
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the east end of all skals. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
Wow. So much for loyalty for your members, I guess. Oh yeah, he failed. Fuck him.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country.
How very British of you.
My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Wow, that
Well,
sounds...
Speak, Dr. Reid, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful.
Creepy. Dude, what the fuck?
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reid. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Who's the human? Can I talk to the other people? No.
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign Ekons. This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
These guys are all
I
dicks.
was chased by a gigantic Valcod 2 nights ago. I thought it was Fergal coming back, but no. That creature barely spoke English.
Jesus.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before
White
difficult
vampire
battles.
You
supremacy.
have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
You are not
Does it
wrong.
bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me.
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod, all muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed, ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Joy.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied skals in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries.
This guy's wearing
Reid.
4 different
Now,
things.
My main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
Or 5 different things.
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the skals.
I have met peaceful and wise skals. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skals are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reid. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Oh. Cool. You mesmerize. I would like some time in a game to get to the antagonist or villain or whatever. Either early in the game or later on. And have him be not so overly top evil or unlikable. Have them be charismatic in nature, which would make sense for other people to follow them. Have him be a leader and convincing in his speeches. Video games tend to make villains very one-dimensional. Anyway, can I speak to you?
Good evening, Dr. Reid. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece, figuratively?
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
That is the Dawson guy. Interesting. They were thinking of actually converting him, right? He's very rich and might be Ascalon Club material. But why are they waiting until he's kinda old and infirm? Obviously the blood would take care of that, but I wonder how they pick when to do it.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reid.
Old age sucks. Why haven't they made him a vampire? Is what I want to know.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reid, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
It says healthy. I guess it means in the gameplay aspect. He's the pillar? Really? That's interesting. I would expect the Lord to be the pillar. That's very interesting.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in, to cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What?
What do you know about the guard?
Which civil?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reid.
He has a point.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
Oh, so I guess he means the plague.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious
Most of them, though.
epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that
Which
will
is?
save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile.
Oh my god, it's
What
Trump.
we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
That's stupid. Walls have never worked. Never. They always come down. Or they have been ineffective. I don't think he cares if it's unfair. But I will put that anyway.
But that would segregate the rich from the poor, would it not? It would be unjust.
Our only course of action must be to save England. And to save England, we have to make sacrifices.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs. And it needs it now.
Cool. Their hats beat too, by the way. So that was a weird comment. Why does the heart beat?
Skals have been spotted everywhere in London. We are
Can I speak to
losing
anybody
this
else?
fight.
No. Alright. We have the key to the basement, which I want to check. Good dagger. Does that lead outside? We'll see. Can't be. This mansion should be huge, right? Apparently not. Tiny mansion. That makes no sense. I really dislike that. It looks like it should be bigger. Also, can you stop ringing a bell every time I go in and out? Alright, where is the basement then? Did I miss a door? Hello? Aha. Does it have food in here? And by food I mean humans. Is it just a basement? Hopefully not. Opprobrium. Okay. That's it. Disappointing. I expected more Hellfire Club than this. It's very... I don't know. Not as impressive as I would expect. Anyway.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club.
Thanks.
Dr. Reid.
You still don't say anything, I guess. Can you move so I can loot this? Can you move so I can loot this? There you go. Good job. Thank you. Alright, now we can go into the house of the wife.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Yeah. Which returned or became known? Why? Did you do it by mistake? I thought they hated us. That's what they said, right? Oh, that might have been for our sister, I guess. I don't know yet. Where is Emily? I know. You didn't go to bed.
Jonathan,